Listen up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all. It's your buddy Big John and G, the Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. Welcome to Two Gun Pixie, and thank you for joining us for this Tabletop Takeout Tuesday, a show that I like to talk about games I enjoy. This isn't a review. This is just some bullet points on why I love a particular game. Now, this game is a skin of a very popular game. There's so many expansions out for this game, and a few different skins that can be standalone games, or even incorporated if you want to in other games. The overall series that I'm talking about, although there's a specific one that we're going to delve into here, is a game that combines horror, but also the more lightheartedness of things. In this case, it mixes Cthulhu with the Addams Family. So why don't you join me down at the table and I'll tell you why I enjoy, why I love Cthulhu Gloom. Gloom Cthulhu. Well, this is a Lovecraftian spin on the game Gloom. Are you familiar with Gloom? Well, if you're not, just try to picture the Addams Family. That's a good start. If you're familiar with the artist Edward Gorey, as well as Charles Addams, you get a pretty good picture of where the dark tongue-in-cheek style of macabre comes from for the game of Gloom to begin with. At its core, it's a game where each player is running a family of up to 5 members. And your job is to make them as miserable and unhappy as possible. Well, let me rephrase that. The job is to make your family as miserable as possible, while doing your best to make everyone else's characters really happy and nice and that warm feeling inside. Now, on the other hand, what you're doing with this is you're telling a story. You're telling this grand, dark, macabre tale of what and exactly how this family is going downhill. What is driving them insane to the grave eventually? Yes, eventually to the grave. Because that's how you're going to score the points. When you've made them as miserable as you can, or you think you've pushed it as far as you can before someone else makes them happy again, you're going to want to kill them off. Yeah. And you're going to want to do that in a extremely fun, darkly macabre way. So now, Cthulhu is the Lovecraftian twist on this. And in this game, it's all torn right from the original mythos, from Lovecraft himself and his contemporaries like Robert E. Howard. And you're going to be able to play families that represent Miskatonic University, Arkham Sanitarium, the Watleys, and the village of Innsmouth. And yeah, you're going to have to do what you can to take these, if you know your Lovecraft stories, these familiar characters, and make them miserable. You want to fill them with so much dread and loathing and depression that you're going to score all these fabulous negative points for. And just like the regular game, this one has really fun styles of events that occur that you play out, and they do have many of them have a flow to them. A lot of them have front rhymes, and they're kind of fun to say. There'll be things like, had hideous hallucinations, feasted on flesh, discovered a diary, dined with degenerates, delved too deep, found a curious color. The alliteration does add a sort of sense and feeling and a little bit of fun, yet the way it's written, dreadful little emotion up in you. And you can be playing these cards, and I love these cards so much because they're clear cards, and I'll try to get some better pictures up, but they're clear cards. It doesn't look all that clear, but as you'll see, it goes right over the card, and it'll show you points. And if there are points on it already, then it will show you how things like that get covered up as you layer the cards. And I think that's a really cool system. I really enjoy it. And it was my first time playing a game where you had to deal with clear cards. So that was a first for me. And I like I said, I really enjoyed that look, the feel, and the layering effect. Very fun. So if you're looking for a dark game in general, then any of the Gloom games I could very much interest you in, I think. But to go that extra mile into darkness and madness down the spiraling path, then of all the Gloom games, I think Cthulhu Gloom is the one that you might want to look into first. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G, and I am out of here.